Rock and Roll Geek Show 1459.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA. Online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Monday, April 13th, 2026, and it's 3:47 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. I am in an undisclosed location in upstate New York. I'm getting ready to open the first beer of the day. This is a Molson Canadian. I got this on the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. I went to Niagara Falls I left last Friday. Cheap Trick was playing at a casino up there, and we went to visit Niagara Falls. The casino is like walking distance from Niagara Falls. We got there on Friday. I will talk about the Cheap Trick show after I do this episode, but I'm going to open up this Molson Canadian. I got this at the duty-free shop on the Canadian side. I don't know what they sell on the American side of the duty-free shop, but we went to Canada. We crossed the border. I'll talk about that later. But we stopped at the duty-free shop. Let's all go to the duty-free. All right, Seinfeld. And they had cases of Molson Canadian for $20, and if you bought 2 cases, you got it for like $33 or something like that. So I'm drinking a fine, authentic Molson Canadian, and I quite like it, to be honest with you. Let me take a sip of the first one of the day. Oh, that's so good. The first one is always the best. All right. I have an audio comment that I have not played, that I somehow missed. JS Skulls. Oops. Time code. Sent me this audio comment way back in December, and I missed it. And I'm going to play it for you later on in the show. So I have that coming up, and I have some new music. Let's start off with the song from, I got some other things to talk about as well. We'll talk about the Cheap Show. I was thinking about doing a track-by-track of the new Suzi Quatro album as well, if we have enough time. I think James Buck's comment's a little long, but we'll see how much time we have. Let's start with a brand new song from CJ Wildheart. He put a Facebook post out, or some kind of social media post, saying, "Hey, any podcasts out there that can help me promote this new album I got coming out?" And of course, I reached out to him because I played with CJ before when I went to the when I played Ginger's birthday, and I had met CJ several times, and he's been on the show a couple of times. And as you know, his last album was in my top 10 of 2025. He's got a new album coming out called, let's see, he sent me the entire thing. He only wants me to play one of the songs. Let's see, what's the album called? Let's see, what's it called? Let me pause there. The new album's called Devil, and I'm going to play, he sent me the entire album, and I've listened to part of it. It sounds like CJ Wildheart, and I'm liking it so far. But this is the only song I am allowed to play. This is called One of the Boys. Let me pull it up here. Here you go. Brand new CJ Wildheart.
Would I want another life when I thought that times were getting
There you go. Brand new CJ Wildheart. It's good. I can't wait to play the rest. He's gonna come. He's gonna come on before when closer to the album release. Maybe we'll do a track by track or something. I know some people have been requesting to have him come on, and he's got an open invitation anytime. But this is a good excuse for me to get him on. And I will ask him about. I'll talk about Ginger. I'll talk about the Wild Hearts without CJ Wildheart, which I think is not the Wild Hearts. Without CJ and without Battersby, I don't know. But I still love Ginger. And speaking of Ginger, I'm sure you've heard this. It happened a while ago, but I haven't talked about it since my last episode. I actually talked about it when we were on tour with Manitoba, but I've not discussed it very in depth. This is from what's website from metro.co.uk. Wild Hearts frontman Ginger Hart won't go through treatment after cancer diagnosis. He's got some rare form of cancer. I don't know what it's a rare and a. Let me just read it. I'm falling through the floor, friend. This is a very, very unprofessional. If you're finding this show for the first time, they're not all like, yes, they are. I apologize for it. Okay. The Wild Hearts frontman, Ginger Wildheart, won't be seeking treatment after being diagnosed with a, quote, rare and aggressive strain of cancer. The 61-year-old British musician, real name David Walls, began his career as a guitarist with the Choir. We already know his history. However, a statement from the Newcastle band has now revealed the singer is living with mantle cell lymphoma. That sounds horrible. In the post shared on social media, it was explained during the Wild Hearts' incredible More Satanic Rites UK tour in December of 2025, Ginger was experiencing severe pains as some nights forced him to take some short breaks from stage. Determined not to upset the band's loyal fans, new and old, Ginger took painkillers to ensure the rock and roll was delivered without missing a riff. The post went on to state that the frontman subsequently underwent medical tests and investigations to establish the cause of the ongoing issue. The results have been confirmed, and we are saddened to report that Ginger has been diagnosed with mantle cell lymphoma, MCL, a rare but aggressive strain of cancer. That's fucking bullshit, man. That sucks ass. After news of Ginger's diagnosis broke, the frontman also shared a statement of his own, revealing that he has not planned to seek treatment for the cancer. Thanks for all your messages of support, he said. I won't go through treatment. I've lived the life of 10 men, and I will die with dignity. I've still got 2 to 3 years to say goodbye to everyone. I'll now be rocking until the very last moment. No misery, please. Positivity all the way. I don't know if I would get treatment either. My brother just was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, stage 3, and I'm going to visit him next week in Florida. He's going to start treatment like the day before I get there, and I mean, it's easy for you to say that you would or wouldn't receive treatment if you don't have it, and thank God. This is why I'm afraid to go to doctors and get things checked out, because I'm terrified of finding out I got something that's going to kill me. Bullshit, man. Despite the diagnosis, the band's UK headline tour for this spring is still set to proceed as planned, with more dates to be announced in the coming months. The band's statement concluded by offering an update on the singer, who is in fine fettle, continuing to write songs that will be released under the guise of the Wild Hearts and his solo projects in the future. Let's wish Ginger the best, and hopefully do you really live longer getting treatment? I don't know. I guess if you find it early, you do. But if you're deep in it, I don't know. I can't say what I would do. It's a hard one, friends. It's hard. What was I talking about anyway? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, CJ. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I'm going to ask CJ. I'm going to talk to CJ about that, about Ginger doing the Wild Hearts without CJ or Battersby. I don't know. I guess Ginger owns the name the Wild Hearts, but it's not the same to me. But we wish Ginger the best, and I kudos to CJ for continuing to go, and he hasn't said anything bad about it. We'll see what we can. I'm not going to try to get any dirt from him or anything. I just want to talk to him. That's all. He's a great guy, and he's a fucking great guitar player and great songwriter, as you well know. So on Friday of last week, I drove up. I was in an undisclosed location. We had gotten back from the Manitoba tour on, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. And that Friday, we drove up to Niagara Falls from this undisclosed location, which was about, I don't know, over 5 hours at a casino on the New York side of Niagara Falls, Easter weekend. Got there on, I don't know, we stopped in a place called Watkins Glen, something like that. Had a picnic on Watkins Lake or somewhere, Finger Lakes. It was great. Had such a good time. It was very, very pleasant and very peaceful. Then went on a little hike and got to the casino hotel about, I don't know, about 6, and we decided had a couple beers and then walked to Niagara Falls to the falls on the New York side. And we got there, and me and this undisclosed person that I was with, you know who I'm talking. I'm not going to talk about it on the show right now, okay, friends? So it was okay. Niagara Falls is nice, but is it worth driving all the way? Is it worth coming? I mean, it's supposed to be the honeymoon capital of the world at one point, like the most popular honeymoon place. It was nice. There was a lot of people there. It was off season too, so it would have been a lot more crowded. You had to walk there. The area by Niagara Falls is kind of like Fisherman's Wharf of San Francisco, or Times Square in New York City. Big tourist area. Bubba Gump's Shrimp Company or whatever, or not Bubba Gump's, but Rainforest Cafe. Those kind of spots. We said, okay, it's nice, big deal, and we said, oh, let's walk to the Canada side, and we got stopped at customs, and it was a big rigmarole, and we decided one of us didn't have a passport, so we had to go. We accidentally crossed over, and we had to go back to the United States Customs, and they gave us a bunch of shit, and we said, oh fuck it, we'll just go back to the hotel and just hang out for the rest of the night and have some food. And the next morning, we decided to walk to the Canadian side, because I don't know, why not? What do we got? What else we got to do in Niagara Falls? Let me take a sip of this fine Molson Canadian, which I quite like a lot. And there's a spot in Niagara Falls, or on the Canadian side, where you can go in this tunnel and see Niagara Falls from like right there where it's falling, like, I don't know, 20 feet from you. Then you can take another tunnel to a view spot where you're actually inside, underneath the fall, so it's falling in front of you, so you're right behind it. I don't know how they did it. It was an engineering feat, but it was fucking awesome, man. It was so beautiful and breathtaking, to say the least, to be right there underneath it, man. So I'm glad we went to the Canadian side. Then we went to have lunch at this place called the Schall Tower or something like that. I don't know, it's like 1,500 feet up, and it's a rotating thing, a touristy thing, but food was decent. Had a couple of beers and got back to the hotel and started being in groupie mode, cheap chick groupie mode, man. Which I always love to do. We went to the venue, and there was nobody there. We looked inside the bus. There was a bus in the back. We asked ChatGPT where they load in. Where's the bands load in if they play that casino? And they said the loading dock. We went to the loading dock. There was a truck there, and there was a bus. We thought, oh, maybe Cheap Trick's in the bus. So we're hanging out by the bus. And when it snuck inside the venue and looked around, there was nobody. There was they were setting up mics and stuff. Nobody sound checking. So we hung out for a while. And the person I was with decided to make a sign that said, this guy I'm with is a great bass player. Let him play. It was not my idea, but it was fun anyway. So we went to, I looked at the set list the night before on Setlist FM. Here's the set list they played in Bensalem, Pennsylvania the night before. They opened up with Hello There. AC/DC Livewire comes on first, like an intro tape. Then they play Hello There, Clock Strikes 10, Hot Love, Radio Lover, Look Out, On Top of the World. Pretty good 1 through 6 opening set. well, okay, it's going to be a decent set. I've been looking at previous sets, and they've been playing like the same set list for like the past several shows. All right, and then followed by 12 Gates off the new album. Then Ain't That a Shame? Don't care. Then Heaven Tonight, which is a great one. Then Ballad of TV Violence. Then Down with Robin Taylor Xander singing. And then back to the hits. Tom Peterson, I Know What I Want. All Comes Back to You. The Flame, I Want You to Want Me, and Dream Police. So, okay, that's a decent set. I'll take that. So we get there and brought in our own beers, snuck in our own beers. No one seemed to care. There was nobody searching or anything. So I had like 4 beers shoved in one in each pocket, then another one in the side pocket. I had this jacket with several pockets. So I snuck like 3 or 4 beers in the koozies. And they're playing the new album all washed up over the sound system as people are walking in, and we're just hanging out in the crowd. We looked at merch, got a couple of T-shirts and a hoodie, and we're watching the crowd. Nobody seemed to be a real hardcore Cheap Trick fan. It looked like they were comping a bunch of tickets. Supposedly the place holds like 2,500 people, and I heard a guy walk in. He goes, yeah, I only know like 4 songs, but they're hits, but I've only heard 4 songs from this band. And there's like, oh, what do they call Cheap Trick? We're like, oh boy. So we're like the only hardcore fans. I think one guy was dressed as Rick Nielsen, and there were a couple other people with Cheap Trick shirts. But for the most part, it seemed to be like just people looking for something to do to go see a band on a Saturday night. So we had seats about like 9th row off to Rick's side, off to the side. And I said, all right, follow my lead. As soon as they start playing, we're going to run to the front and stand up. So as soon as they started playing, they opened up with Hello There. Where am I? Yeah, okay. I'm at the Seneca. I'm on Setlist FM, Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino, Niagara Falls. So as soon as they start playing Hello There, we run to the front, and the person was with me had the signs. She starts that person starts holding the sign up, and Rick Nielsen immediately points to the sign, walks over to Tom. He looks at the sign and smiles, and first he looked at it and goes, "What does it say?" And then he read it, and then he walked over to Tom Peterson and said, "Hey, look at those people over there. By the way, we're the only ones standing up. Everybody else was seated." Nobody was out of their seats except for us. There was maybe like 3 or 4 other people, but we ran to the front and stood up. So it looked like, and there just happened to be like 2 seats right there in the front, right dead in front of Rick Nielsen. He goes over to Tom and goes, look at these people holding up the sign. And Tom reads it, and they're all smiling. And Robin reads it, and he's smiling. So they're interacting with us like for the first like 3 songs. They go into Just Got Back, I've been gone too long, which is another good one. Then they go into Going to a Party. So it's a completely different set so far. Then they go into He's a Whore. Then Big Eyes. And about this time, Tom walks over to me, in front of me, and pulls his bass, and he hands his bass to me. He didn't actually hand it to me. He didn't take it off of his neck, but he acts like he's going to give it to me. It was fucking awesome, man. We were having such a good time singing along to all the songs, fists in the air. Then after On Top of the World, this Big Eyes, On Top of the World, Ain't That a Shame, then Heaven Tonight. He pulls out the Mandocello guitar, and I go, Mandocello! and he's smiling. By the way, Rick, he didn't sound so good, and he didn't look that great either, man. But Robin's son was kind of picking up the Rick Nielsen's slack, and he was doubling all of, or almost all of Robin's lead vocals as well. But no such thing, no such luck with Mandocello. But they did play Heaven Tonight. Rick played the Mandocello on Heaven Tonight, which sounded fucking great. Then he goes, "This is the only ballad we've ever written," and I yelled, "The Ballad of TV Violence!" And of course, they went into Ballad of TV Violence. By this point, these guys are like, these fucking guys are geeks, man. Ralph Miller and John Nash, you would have been proud. You would have been up there with us just geeking out just as much, friends. I know you would. Then they go, and then Robin Taylor Xander sings Down, which I had this fantasy that that Tom was going to have me come up and play down, but no such luck. Then they went in to Stop This Game. Then Tom Peterson bass solo, I Know What I Want. Then Robin picks up the acoustic and starts playing It All Comes Back to You. And it all comes back to you. And then they went into The Flame, and then I wish they would have done the entire All Comes Back to You. Should I play a little bit of All Comes Back to You? Let's see if you've never heard this thing. Let's see here. It all comes back to you. Da 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 da. Let's see. It all comes back to you. Comes back to you. Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick. Where is it? Off the 97 self-titled. Here, a little bit of the last song. It's a fucking great song. Let's listen to a little bit of it. Oh, it's a beautiful tune. What an album that is, too, man. What a beautiful song. So it is a ballad, but I'll let it play a little bit longer. There you go. We can kill it. I'll let go a little. One more. A little bit of this part. If you don't have the 97 self-titled Cheap Trick on Red Ant, or it's on Big 3, I don't know. It's Red Ant. I thought it was Red Ant. I think it's Red Ant. All right, kill it. If you don't have that album, man, it's got Say Goodbye. It's got... let a lot of people down. Hard to tell. Carnival Game. A little bit of Carnival Game here. Come on. All right, don't get me started on the Cheap Trick. So then they go into The Flame, which I think I had to piss because I was like 3 beers down, and I said, all right, I'm going to run while the Flame's going. I'm going to piss. If you're going to take a piss break, you want to take it on the Flame. Then by the time I get back, the Flame's still going, and then they go into I Want You to Want Me, then end with Dream Police. Then the encore, Never Had a Lot to Lose. Whoa, never had a lot to lose. And then Surrender, and followed by Good Night. And when Good Night started playing, we ran behind the curtain to go backstage to find the backstage, and I ran back there, and there were 2 people back there like working the video screen, and I felt like, oh fuck, I got busted. So we ran out front, went outside to hang out by the bus. Talk about being fucking groupies, man. And there was a big security guy. He goes, who you guys here to see? And we're just friends of the band. He goes, well, you can't stand here. You got to go across the street. And it started pouring down rain. And we stood there for a while and finally got into it. The guy came and told us to get out again. We moved closer to the bus. And he said, I'm not going to, you guys got to stand over here. I go, you mean you want me to move? I'm going to move 1 foot. I said, can I move 1 foot? He goes, you want to play games with me? And I said, yeah, we're staying at the hotel. What are you going to do about it? I got into a fucking fight with the security guy hanging out by the bus at Cheap Trick. It's good times, man. Good fucking times. Oh, it was good times. So yeah, saw Cheap Trick. No new songs on that set that we saw. None. It was one of the greatest set lists of all of that I've seen Cheap Trick. Other than when I went to the 3 nights in at San Francisco Great American Music Hall when they did first night, first album, second night, second album, third night, third album. And when I went to Vegas, they did the Eras thing. They did songs from 97 self-title and Special One, which was also fucking. I've seen him so many times. I think I've seen Cheap Trick over 100 times, but it was not a greatest hit set. Good time was had by us. Everybody else was seated until I Want You to Want Me came on. I think they started to stand up during The Flame. So everybody was seated pretty much the whole song. The whole set. A couple of people would stand up and take selfies. We weren't taking selfies. We were singing along to every lyric, fists in the air, having a great time like you should at a rock and roll show for the band that you like. So it was a good time. And drove back the next day on Easter Day to the undisclosed location. We wanted to stop in Buffalo and have some wings since we're in Buffalo, but every wing place was closed. But fun weekend. I recommend if you go to Niagara Falls, go to the Canadian side. I tried to contact Stephen LaPerriere because he lives somewhere over there, but he was nowhere close by. I was hoping to meet up with him for a beer or something. And on the way back from Canada, we got 2 cases of Molson Canadian, which I'm drinking right now. That's good. All right. Should we thank some people who donate to the show? Why not? How about, let's see what can. Maybe let's do a quick track by track of the new Suzi Quatro while the donation segment's going. How about that? Let me see if I can find it. All right, Suzi Quatro. The album is called Freedom. It is, let's see. It's not on Wikipedia. So anyway, it's a new album by Suzi Quatro. Let's listen to it. There's 12 songs on the album. So if I, the Rock and Roll Geek scoring system. If I like it, I give a +1. It's okay, we'll give it a half. And if it sucks, we'll give it a 0. And then we'll tally it all up and put that over the number 12, which is the number of songs that are on the album. It's the Rock and Roll, the patented, scientific, unscientific Rock and Roll Geek scoring system. And we'll do that while we're thanking some people. The first single on the album is the first song. It's called Freedom. So we'll play that while we thank some donors. There are several ways to donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, friends. My favorite way, by the way, it's a value for value. So if you get any value out of this show, do you like the unprofessionalism? Some people do. Did I mention I'm in the Podcast Hall of Fame, not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? By the way, I watched a Suzi Quatro documentary on Tubi. It's pretty good. Venmo, my favorite way to donate to the show, Venmo. My Venmo is at Michael-Butler-11. Tim Schall, $50. Kirk Crawford, $50. Dan Gerawan, $50. Those 3 people saved the show again this month. John Morgan, $25. Blake Johnston, $20. Gregg Brofer, $20. I'm still praying, Greg. BJ Lisko, $20 on Venmo. Richard Fusey, $11.95. Todd Cunningham, $10. Friend of the show and friend of mine. Richard Fusey's a sheriff. It's nice to see him back. Bruce McMillan, $3. And finally, Danny Borden. Shitty Dude, $5 Shitty Dude Venmo donation. What do I think of this one? It's kind of basic rock and roll song. Just a blues progression. It's rocking. I've been screaming in the dark. 75 years old. She's still rocking. I got my engine in park, and it's a revving steady. All right, thank you to people who donate on Patreon. Joe Pawlak, my bodyguard, $16.66. Kirk Crawford, $12.77, double donation. Patrick Shanahan, $10. Brian Springer, $8. John Scott, writer of the great book Tom Petty and Me, $8. It sounds like free. Friend of the show and friend of mine, Michael Street, $7.50. Dave Slusher jumped ship, but he's still donating $5.55 every episode. Robert Harvey, $5. Chucky Hinahara, who I miss very much. I'm going to Jackson or to San Francisco on Wednesday. Chucky, let's have dinner, friend. I hope he doesn't hate me because of what has transpired. Chiaki Medaki Metal on Instagram, $5. Jamie Jefford, $5. Erik Klein, $5. All right, there you go. I'm gonna give it a strong half. It's just a basic blues progression. That's good enough. Strong half. All right, next song, Little Miss Lovely. I think her son wrote a lot of the music. Where am I here? Jamie Jefford, $5. Erik Klein, $5. Paul Smith, $5. Justin Lefkowitz, $5. Steve T, Steve Trice, $5. James Shapiro, $5. Martin Clawley, $5. Nadi Itani, $5. Eric Stowell, $4. Mike Hellyer, £4. Mark Mazzel, $3. Adrian Boschan on Boss Rock on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page, which I did not create, but I do approve. People just got to answer a couple of questions created by the sheriff, so we know you're not one of those Iranian terrorists coming to infiltrate the discussion at the Rock and Roll Geek. All right. Adrian Boss Rock, $2. Amy Bowen, $2. Eric the Rock and Roll Plead, $142.
She's gonna stay.
I like this. This is good. 3 Legs, 4 Wheels, $1. Arnie Stash, $1. That's patreon.com/RNR Geek. Pardon me, I'm burping up this fine Molson Canadian. I like this. It's good. I'm going to give this one a +1. No new ground, but I like it. It's rocking. 75 years old, she's still rocking. Which, by the way, I just saw a video of Peter Wolf, 80-something years old. 85? I don't know. 80. Guy was rocking. PayPal. Alex Hill, $100. He donated for his band I Don't Know to come on the podcast. And he's not scheduled it yet. So, Alex, let's schedule it, friend. I will play your song. See if I can find it. I'll try to play it on the show if I can find it. $100, Alex Hill. By the way, you can have your band come on and just donate. You can co-host, and we'll play your whole band's whole album. $100. That's all it takes, friend. It's a good way to support the show and to promote your band.
How can she contemplate the lay of her land?
Dave Franco, $20. Stephen LaPerriere in French Canada, $20. Richard Strom, $20. BJ Lisko, $10. Ralph Miller, $10. William Bell, Ralph Miller, friend of mine and friend of the show, $10. William Bell, $10. Dave Jackson in the School of Podcasting, $10. Jeff and Sherry Thielalicky, $10. It was great to see him in Milwaukee. Jason Shepard, $10. Christopher Del Grande, $5. Andrew Howe, $5. Peter Spark, $5. Jace Vasnewski, $5. John Elfenloch, $5. Benjamin Muller, $5. Vincent Creamy, $5. John Tennis, $5. Rachel Rosenberg, $5. Greg Long, $5. Adam Croft, $2. Deborah Dreyfus, if that's your real name, $2. Oh, where am I here? I gotta stop. Okay. All right. I'm giving that one a +1. We're almost done with the donations here. Next song is called Choose Yourself. If you got to choose something, choose yourself. Good message. Right.
Life is too short.
Here we go.
To use yourself.
Here we go. Some life advice from Suzi.
Just choose
Where am I here?
yourself.
Deborah Dreyfus, if that's your real name, $2.
Too short to fool yourself.
Brian Gradich, $2. Kai Matsuda, $2. Dave Alexander, $2. Lassie Satvithagen, $2. Chad Kiffmeyer, $2. And finally, William Moffat, $2. Thank you to everybody who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show this month. It's a value for value, as you know, and if you get any value out of this show, please contribute what you can, friends. Without your donations, this show will die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. All right.
Just a girl caught in between.
Oh, also, just go to rockandrollgeek.com and click the donor button. It'll tell you all the ways you can support the show.
Ride the rainbow. Everything
All right, back to you, Suzi.
gotta let it flow. Life
I'm not loving this one.
Life is too short to fool yourself. Black and blue yourself. You gotta be yourself.
I mean, of course I love the message, but the song's not that great.
Even you're meant to be. Life is too short to lose yourself. I can't be nobody else but me. Life is too short, so choose yourself.
I'm going to give it a half. I'm going to give it a kind of a weak half, to be honest with you. Usually the third song, according to Sandy Hyde, is the what they think is the strongest one. I don't know. It's not the strongest so far. But the next song, Going Down. All right, sounds okay.
I'm going down. I'm going down, 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 down. Oh, I'm going down. I'm going down, 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 down. Yeah, I got my feet in the window. I got my head on the ground. Oh, let me down and close that boxcar door. Yeah, let me down. You gotta close that boxcar door. I'm going back to Chattanooga
All right, another blues progression.
on Orleans floor.
I'm giving it a half. Half to half. All right, Hanging Over Me. Next song. ZZ Top riff. Little boogie woogie. Little boogie woogie for you, man. From Suzi.
Whiskey or two in an empty bar, trying to drink out those blues, figure out who you are. I got a question in mind, running around my brain.
From Metal Talk, Suzi Quatro unleashes freedom, a dirty, whiskey-soaked blues rock blast.
Shadow,
Yeah, I guess it's a blues rock album so far. Suzi Quatro, the undisputed queen of rock and roll, is back with her 19th studio album, Freedom. Known for her no-nonsense attitude, a bass guitar that's almost as big as she is, and her trademark leather jumpsuits. You might think that's all there is to Miss Q, but do not be fooled, motherfuckers.
I guess it's no pain, no gain. 5 o'clock shadow. Won't let me be.
Spoiler alert, Freedom is blues rock and nothing else bothered. Hell no.
Shadow hanging over me.
All right, so we're just going to have a blues rock album. Okay, if that's what you're going into it expecting. Does that change my review? Maybe. All right, I'll give this one a 1. I'll give this a +1. Next song, Here's Your Boots. Take 'em and walk, motherfucker. Here's your boots. Get getting. Here's ya boots, Y-A. Thing about Suzi, she wears her bass down low to her knees. She is a rock and roll. She's as rock and roll as they come.
There ain't no silver lining, but I do have a pocket or two. Deep enough to hide my secrets. Safe enough if I like it from you. And I don't care what you say.
I like this one. I'm gonna give it a +1.
You do. boots now, walk away and take your excess baggage too.
Take your excess baggage, dude.
This ain't your shoulder to lean.
I'll let it go one more.
Don't wanna be your reason to cry. Hey, big boy, here's something to dream of. A photograph gonna get you by. And I don't care what you say. No, I don't care who you do. Yes, your boots now, walk away and take your excess baggage too.
All right, I'll give it a 1.
Here's your hat. Now what's your hurry?
All right, next song, Can't Let Go. Can't Let Go. I'm gonna go a little long, probably,
Wagging
friend.
that finger in my face. Spitting out venom, no disgrace.
No disgrace.
You say you love me in your way. Your way won't last one more day, not one more day. Every time I needed to, every time I wanted you. Oh, you just can't let it go. Even when we talked it through, bad attitude. Oh, you just can't let it go.
All right, we're not breaking any new ground here with the new Suzi Quatro album, but sounds good.
A smoking gun, well, I don't care.
I would like to hear more Chapman and Nicky Chin type music, but not bad.
Your way won't last one more day, not one more day. Every time I needed to,
I'll give it a
every
half.
time I wanted you.
All right. Nobody Held My Hand, the 8th song. Am I going to go back and listen to all this? No, it's just a blues rock album. I'm not a big blues rock guy. You know, I mean, it's fine. There's really no... It's not a pop rock album. What do you expect, Butler? It's a blues rock album.
Road, a different tract. Carry that load. No one had our back. Made our
Boom,
name.
boom, ba-doo, ba-doo. Great bass player, she is.
Found the fame through the darkest nights, yeah. Nobody held my hand. Feet keep running when they hit the ground. No fire, no thunder gonna keep us down. We're all rat brats and we don't care. Now we're back and we ain't going nowhere.
I'm going to guess she's probably going to do 2 songs from this album live. She'll probably do Freedom, and she'll probably do the last song on the album, which is a cover. All right. I'll go ahead and go with this one.
Nobody held my hand. We don't
All right,
need
half. Next song, Shakedown. Come on, Shakedown.
It's a shakedown. It's a shakedown. I've been thinking about it.
Ah, it sounds like the last song. Sounds exactly like the last song. Half. Let's get through this. Next song, Take It or Leave It. Green Onions or Green River.
You don't know anymore what you're searching for.
All right.
You got your mojo on show. Ooh, another spotlit flow.
It's as good as any other blues rock album. I'll give it a half. All right, let's blaze through this. Next song, Woman's Song. This one's for all you ladies out there, strong women. Sounds like the last song, half. Last
This is
song,
where she makes you.
cover of Kick Out the
Anything she wants
Jams,
to.
which, by the way, if you saw Manitoba, us play with Manitoba, you saw us did this song. I think Alice Cooper's doing
Kick
this
out
one
the
with her.
jams, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Susie.
Susie, I will. Let's hear that again. Susie.
Yeah.
Susie. Susie.
Kick out the jams, motherfucker. Susie.
Susie, I think that's Alice Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Ow. Ow. Well, I feel pretty good, and I guess that I could get crazy now, baby.
All right, let's tally. I'm going to give this one a +1. Let's tally them
When
up.
the dressing room got
All right,
hazy.
quick album review, track by track.
Yeah.
Half, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 8, 8 out of 12.
Wanna kick 'em out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat. You know my shirt's all wet. What a feeling.
What a feeling.
In the sound that abounds, it resounds, it rebounds off the ceiling.
Up the ceiling.
Oh, you gotta have it, baby. You can't do without. When you got that feeling, gotta suck it out. Put that mic in my hand. Let me kick out the jam.
There's Alice.
Let's kick out the jams. Come on, kick it out.
Yeah. Alice makes the song. I give that one a +1. 8 out of 12, friends. The new album's called Freedom from Suzi Quatro. Still rocking. 75 years old.
So you got to give it up, you know you can't get enough, Miss Mackenzie. 'Cause it gets in your brain and it drives you insane, leaping frenzy. The wheeling guitars, girl, the
All right, let's kill it. All right, that half decent blues rock album. Get it. Suzi Quatro, Freedom. All right, let's play a song by Alex Hill's band since he gave me a nice donation. You're still welcome to come on the show, Alex. I'm going to pull it up. He sent it to me on Facebook Messenger. Hopefully it's going to play. Let's see. Instagram. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Shit. Shit. Let's see. Is it going to play? I don't know if it's going to play or not. No, I can't log in. Oh. I'm sorry, Alex. Send me the. Do I have it? Do I have Alex Hill on email? Let's see. Alex Hill. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's wrong Gmail. Okay, hold on. Bear with me, friends. I'm sure I don't have it. Let's try. All right, sorry, I do not have it, Alex. Send me the song, send me the MP3, and I will play it on the show. And you still have an open invitation to come on since you were so generous with your donation, friend. An email from Dave Holt regarding cancer. Hey, Michael, I hope the Southgate show went well. It killed me not to be there. He's referring to the Manitoba tour. I was at last year's show and shared some beer from that awesome red cooler. Anyway, joining the gang with cancer, I had it too, but fortunately, it was in my salivatory gland and a few lymph nodes in my throat. It was all cut out, and I am cancer-free, thank God, Dave. But presently going through radiation treatment. Hard to talk, tiresome, but doing good. 2 more weeks and I'm done. Bad part is during treatment, no alcohol. I tried, but it tore the throat. Hope. But thanks for all you do. Sorry I missed the show. Sucked that it did. Dave from a podcast called Marty's Garage. Speaking of cancer, one of my favorite friends of the show, Jonathan Travers, showed up to the Cleveland show. I think it was a Cleveland, and he showed up with his son and revealed that he had a stroke, and it messed up his eye and he's like blind in one eye. And it turned out that he's got some form of brain cancer. So let's everybody fucking pray for Jonathan Travers. Hopefully I'm not saying the wrong thing, saying too much by revealing this, Jonathan. I think you told me it was okay. And if you didn't, I profusely apologize. Okay. But yeah, let's say a prayer to my good friend, Jonathan Travers, one of the greatest guys out there. He calls in with acting like, Mr. Curmudgeon, but he's a really fucking great guy. And I would be very sad if we lose him. So to Jonathan Travers, I hope everything works out, friend. I have a feeling it's going to. All right, let's play a song and then we'll come back with, let's go to this show review, which I received apparently in like December, and somehow I missed it. And I really apologize, J.S. Skulls. Here we go.
Michael Butler. This is JB from Colorado, formerly JB from Dallas, formerly JB from Las Vegas. J.S. Skulls on the Facebook group page. Don't ask.
Yeah.
Wanted to call in to say, how are you doing,
by the
my
way,
friend?
I'm super great. Couldn't be better. But I actually said your name. I got to go back.
Oh, that's great. What are you drinking? Let me.
I'm drinking.
I'll have a drink with you. I
Molson
have
Canadian in the can.
ice cold Howdy beer.
Oh, that's a great beer.
As we say, Michael.
Gave me two
do no
12
harm,
packs.
Take no guff. Let's have a drink. Cheers, my friend.
Okay, let's go. Oh, that's good.
Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah.
That's how late
Happy
this is.
Kwanzaa,
Oh, I'm such a
Happy
fucking idiot.
New Day, whatever you celebrate out there. I know you are out there in open-minded California.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Well, nope.
Because I also know you're at an undisclosed location.
You got
apparently.
it. You got it.
I have been laxing in providing you some donations, but
What is this new noise?
I did want to send you a Stick It to the Man donation. So I put it in an envelope and I went to the post office and I wrote on there, Michael Butler, undisclosed location. But
Didn't arrive.
the postal clerk told me I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So it was sent to your P.O. box up near the mountain
not
house.
Good, dude.
I hope
Not
that
good.
location isn't
No.
out of reach to
It's
you
out
as
of
you
reach.
go through these
It
undisclosed
is out of reach. Somebody
situations,
took
but
that thing.
It'll be there
Holy
waiting for
crap.
you next time you get up there.
I won't be up there.
Some lucky postal clerk is going to get
Or
a
some
Christmas gift,
or
I
some
guess.
former,
donation.
somebody else who lives
whether
up
he
there
gets
is
a
going to
podcast
grab
or
it.
not.
Oh my God!
Anyway,
somebody else fucking grabbed it. Hey,
Sorry for not handing out some donations as of late, but I do.
Hey, you! I want my $100. You, the person who took it out of the PO box. You owe me $100. Oh God, am I?
I want to call with an audio comment involving two concerts I saw in the last couple months. And the first one, it was in October. It was the Supersuckers. Now, the Supersuckers are a band that I have been, I guess I would consider myself a fan. But I've never seen them live. I have a bunch of their albums. And I like them all. I like every album. But it's one of those bands where I listen to it and then I kind of forget about them again until they pop in my head again. I like a lot of their songs, but a lot of their songs I kind of forget the titles and forget which albums they're on. But I've always kind of wanted to see them live because they seem like they would be a great band. I know you've mentioned Eddie Spaghetti several times on your show. I don't know if you're a fan of Supersuckers. I would think they're a fan of, or many of the people in the friends of the show would be fans of them. They seem like a straight-ahead rock and roll band.
The Butlers
but I've
played
never had a
with-
chance to see
Butler,
them.
maybe
with the
Featherwich might
opportunity.
open for them.
When all of a sudden I see a posting somewhere that they
Heartbreak
were
probably
going
did
to
a couple
play
things with them.
at this kind of strange little venue in a small town called Parker, Colorado, which is outside of Denver. And it's at a place called the Wild Goose Saloon. Now, I have been to the Wild Goose Saloon before. I was in there one time I had never been in there. I thought it was just a bar, a restaurant. I stopped in there one time to have a drink, grab something to eat. And when I was in there, I noticed there was a pretty good-sized stage for what I thought was just a bar restaurant. And I saw they had the poster on the wall of like upcoming concerts. And I was like, oh, they do live shows here. And I saw like the little ticket booth and such. And so I was looking at the list of shows, and at that time it was like, I guess it would be like what you would call kind of sea-level famous. And what I mean by that was like the one I remember that stuck out was Pretty Boy Floyd. If you remember, there was like a hair band in the 80s called Pretty Boy Floyd, right? So like you had like the A-level
national touring
bands, which I guess would be like the Poisons and the Warrants, I guess.
like
and you had like the
a,
B-levels, which would be, I don't know.
They were like a third wave glam hair metal signings.
You know what I'm talking about. The Tricksters and all those worlds. Then you had like the C-levels. And I remember like Pretty Boy Floyd would kind of fit in that category.
I think so.
So anyway.
Fun fact, JS Skulls. Sandy Hyde, friend of the Rock and Roll Geek Show, was in Pretty Boy Floyd.
Point being is they had some concerts there that were name in quotes. And then they had like local bands that were playing there too. So anyway, that was my only familiarity with the venue. But so I see that the Supersuckers are going to play at this place called the Wild Goose Saloon. So I'm like, well, I want to check that out, right? So I go to this concert. Like I said, this was in October. And sorry there, Michael. Thought I just, did I?
Yeah, you and me both, friend. I'm going to pause this and go piss. So while he's getting his shit together, I'm going to go piss, and we'll be right back.
Oh, see, I'm not a Hall of Fame
We're back.
podcaster.
Right, exactly.
So my skills are not very good. Anyway, I go to this show. There was 2 opening acts. The first act was a group called Hood Rat. I'd never heard of them. I kind of like almost assumed for a minute that they might be like
probably a
rap
local
group or something. I don't know, but anyway, I saw like near the merch table there was some T-shirts they were selling, and on the back of their shirts it said Hood Rat, and then it said East Colfax Rock and Roll. East Colfax is a kind of a famous street in downtown Denver, so I'm like, oh, there must be a local band. Yeah. And so they come up there. They were not a rap group in any way. They would kind of like, I guess you would. They looked a little bit older, 3-piece. The bass player was singing, and he kind of, I would call them kind of classic rock. Nothing memorable about them. They weren't horrible, but there was nothing really memorable about them. The second opening act was a group called Ryan, Chris, and the Rough Cuts. And I believe they are also from Colorado. And they were a much different type of band. They were good. They actually remind me a lot of the bands that local bands I would see when I lived in Dallas. And that is, they were kind of like, I would say, kind of country rock. They had a steel guitar player, but they were not hokey country. It was pretty good. It was entertaining. In fact, I talked to the lead singer afterwards and told him that I was like, yeah, you guys really remind me of the stuff I would hear in Texas. Back to this, I mentioned I talked to him because it was not a big crowd at this place. This place is like, they had a standing room area in front of the stage, and then they had like reserve tables. All the reserve tables were filled, so I guess they sold out all those seats. But I mean, you could have walked up and bought a ticket and gone to this thing. I mean, it was not crowded at all on the general admission area where I was standing. I was like 4 feet from the stage, so and I could move around, not even bumping into anybody. So I was kind of surprised. I was expecting a little bit bigger crowd. I knew this town was a smaller town, but it's not that far from Denver, so I thought it would have drawn more people from Denver. I'm having a little side note here. I'm having a little trouble wrapping my head around the Denver music scene, because it's just, I guess I may have been a little spoiled by
Fast Eddie's from Denver.
Dallas had a great live music scene of all kinds. In Vegas, not really a great local live music scene, but you got all the national acts coming through there. Denver, I don't know if there's a punk scene here, if there's a rock scene. The problem, Colorado has a lot of like the hippie jam bands. That seems to be the thing here. So
I played that when I was in Jetboy at some venue.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just not my thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, a little surprised at the lack of crowd. But anyway, then it was time for the Supersuckers. Again, haven't seen them, but I've always liked them. I like kind of the straightforward rock and roll, a little bit poppy sometimes, a little bit country sometimes.
Friends.
I really dig kind of where they come from. They come out to the walkout music was Eruption by Eddie Van Halen, which is pretty cool. And they come out and just launch right into it. I had the set list here. I don't know if I should read the set list. I've never heard you talk specifically, I don't think, about the Supersuckers. I think you would like them. Maybe you do like them.
I like them fine.
Maybe some listeners like them and are even more knowledgeable about them. So I'll read through it real quick. One thing I will say about this set list, the one song by them that I absolutely love, it is my favorite song by them for sure. In fact, it's one of my favorite songs in general, was their opening song, which kind of pissed me off a little bit, to be honest, because I knew I wanted to hear this song, and I wasn't expecting it to be the opening song, but it was, and that's the song Pretty Fucked Up, which if you aren't familiar with that song, or if listeners aren't familiar with that song, I would encourage them to seek it out, especially live versions of it. It's a great song.
I hear it. Here's a little bit of
it. All right, here we go. I'm going to write
got a man on the side.
Then it was the Evil Pop.
Yeah, she's with him today, and I probably won't die, but it sure feels that way. And I used to be strong.
Yeah, it's good.
I used to be tough, and she used to be pretty, but now she's just pretty fucked up. Oh, pretty fucked up. Yeah, pretty fucked up now. Oh, she used to be pretty, but now she's just pretty fucked up. Now I know people change, and sometimes that's good.
That's fucking great, man. A little American Heartbreak.
There was a Rock and Roll Railroads Ain't Selling This Year, which is a great song. Coattail Rider, Creepy Jackalope Eye, another favorite of mine by them called Get the Hell. Then Maybe I'm Just Messing With You, Road Worn and Weary. I should say too, they were promoting a new album during this tour, which is called, I have it right here because I just listened to it for the first time today, actually. Liquor, Women, Drugs, and Killing.
Yeah, a lot of people put that on.
Songs off of that.
People put that on their top
continuing on the
10s
set
in
list.
Rock and Roll Geek
I Want the
Facebook.
Drugs, Rock Your Ass. Then they had the guitar player who goes by the name Metal Marty. He did actually like 2 or 3 songs. Working My Ass Off, Goddamn Divorce, and Idaho Baby. I guess he's from Idaho. Then they played Unsolvable Problems. That's a new one. Ron's Got the Cocaine. I Tried to Write a Song. That's another new one. Very good one. A song called Doing Work You Don't Enjoy with People You Don't.
Let's hear a little bit of I Tried to Write a Song. Let's hear that. I like this.
Yesterday I was doing okay, but today I did something wrong. What can I say? I just got carried away.
I'm gonna have to not revisit. I'm gonna have to check this album out. I like this.
Bad thoughts in my head. Sat on the edge of my bed. Then I started going over all the things that you said, and I wrote a song.
That's fucking good, man. All right, I'm adding this album to my list.
Last night I was doing all right. I was fine. I was getting along. Then I lost sight, started losing that fight when I tried to write a song. Storm clouds in my mind. I was hoping to find a reason, yeah.
I like that. Thank you, J.S. Skulls.
Mike also knew Rocket 69, Blues. Now this set list says Cowboy Song, the Thin Lizzy cover. And then they closed with, I guess, what would be considered their hit. I remember I remember the video being on MTV, and that's the song "Born with a Tail," which is also a great song. The cowboy song, Thin Lizzy cover. When I looked up the set list, I didn't recall that. Now I was there for the whole show. Now I will say this
Decided not
again.
to play it.
I like a lot of their songs, but I can't say I'm an expert on knowing all the song titles. And the song, they sounded great, but the venue was, the sound quality wasn't that great, so it was kind of hard to decipher some of the songs from one another. But I'm like, I don't remember them playing Cowboy Song. Well, when I was at this show, I remember there was a guy out there. You know how like some people will video the whole freaking concert on their phone, which just blows my mind that people do that.
I know.
Well, I remember seeing a guy do that, so I'm like, shit, I bet the whole show is on YouTube. So sure as shit, I looked it up, found it, scanned through it, and they didn't really play a cowboy song. They just like did like a little snippet of it as they led into their final song. So that's why I didn't recognize that being a cover song.
I forgive you, friend.
Anyway, overall, great show. I will plan to see them again. They are fun. They really come across to me as just the most straightforward, no frills rock and roll band. They had a great their drummer on his drum kit on the kick drum. You know how like people put like the photo on the front. It was a photo of Eric Clapton with like a cross through it. You know, like no Eric Clapton, like it was like unplugged era Eric Clapton, Tears in Heaven Eric Clapton. I thought that was pretty funny. Not a lot of talking about, Eddie Spaghetti seemed like a very friendly guy, and so again the venue was small, and they go back to the merch table, and there's like hardly anybody there. They were just like standing there, hardly anybody. People left, and so I walk up there. And I bought their new album on vinyl. I bought some T-shirts, patches. I always try to support with the merch.
Of course.
And so I went up there and just talked to Eddie and Metal Marty, I think the other guy is. Both very nice, and it was they both autographed my album. And what was funny was I remember I said to Eddie basically what I just said earlier. I'm like, hey, been a fan of you guys. I got your albums, but I've never really had a chance to see you. And I remember he just looked at me and goes, well, what the hell took you so long? But not in a rude way. He was very nice. So anyway, one thing I want to mention too is so basically people are filing out, and I'm like one of the final few people standing around in this bar. Excuse me. Let me get a sip of my Howdy beer. Do no harm, take no guff.
I'll join you, friend.
I was waiting for my Uber ride, and I look, and they go up on the stage, and they're packing up their shit. They had they didn't have one single roadie. They're a three-piece, Eddie on bass, Metal Marty on guitar, the drummer, I can't remember his name, and they start packing up their shit. And I'm like, Eddie still got his cowboy hat and his sunglasses on, and they're just like, I thought it was cool. I'm like, man, that's
lifers.
like true
They're
rock
called
and roll.
lifers.
They've been around forever. God, they must have a dozen albums out, right? And here they are in the small town in Colorado.
What they do.
They're packing up their own shit and gonna move on to the next town. Let
me tell you,
they were playing up the road in a town called.
They're living my dream.
Frisco the next night, which if I could have, I think I had to work the next day. I would have maybe gone up there and saw them there too, but I couldn't. So I'll have to catch them next time around. So that's Supersuckers. Second concert I want to talk about, not really rock and roll geek type concert, but I want to mention it because it took a strange turn. And you may have seen some of this in the news, I don't know. But there's a guy who I've been a fan of for quite a while, for years actually, dating back, it's been like 30 years now. And his name is Todd Snider.
Do I know
now,
him?
Todd Snider is, I guess you would call him folk, alt country. In his younger years, he's a little bit more rock, but for years he's been working out of Nashville.
He just died.
Basically, singer-songwriter, but I have known of him for years because he had kind of like a minor hit in the 90s called All Right Guy. If you look that up, you'll probably recognize it. Todd Snider, All Right Guy. Had quite a bit of radio airplay. And then he had kind of like a novelty song called Beer Run. But the guy is like, he's a good songwriter, not really, like, as of late, not much in rock world, but more of a folk singer. And but he's freaking hilarious. I mean, the guy's like a stand-up comedian. And I had seen him twice before in Dallas, and it was just him and a guitar, and he had a dog that would be up there on stage with him, an acoustic guitar. But he would tell these stories between songs, and just hilarious
Did
stuff.
he die? I'm looking online.
Songs.
It says he died.
And so then he has been over his career, his life, in and out of rehab. He's had some drug issues. He's been dropped from labels. He wrote a book called, I think the title of the book is I Never Met a Story I Didn't Like, or something like that. It's just hilarious stories. He's got a great story about, he used to be on Jimmy Buffett's label, about how he got in trouble because he was opening for Jimmy Buffett, and he would play Margaritaville during the opening set, which pissed off Jimmy Buffett. But
Yeah.
anyway, he's had some health problems over the years and hasn't been touring at all. And so in the past year or so, what he started doing, I think during COVID, but what he started doing was he started re-releasing like all his albums acoustically, just him singing. He did them on YouTube, and you could like buy them through him, downloads, and every time he released one, if you bought it, if you were like one of the first 100 people that bought, you would get like, he would throw in some merch, shirts or something. And so I started doing it for every album. And then at the end of it, and with each time you bought something, they would send you like what looked like a backstage pass type thing, or an artist pass. So, and you would collect them all. And at the end, they would say, hey, we're going to do something special if you collect them all. Well, the special thing they did was he would invite anyone who bought all of them, you were invited to go to his personal studio thing in Nashville and watch him perform a bunch of these songs. So I got that invite, but I couldn't go. I had a conflict, so I couldn't go. Anyway, fast forward to just a couple months ago, he announces he's going on tour. First time he's gone on tour in a long time, 5+ years, I think, because he had some serious back issues or whatever. And the first stop was going to be in Denver. So I'm like, well, I want to go to this, right? I buy tickets, and it's going to be at this place called the Gothic Theater, which I hadn't been there yet, but it's kind of like a small theater. And I buy the tickets, and then the night before the show, I get an email from his management saying, hey, because you bought all these, you were one of these people that bought all these passes, you're getting 2 free tickets to the show, which I didn't need. But anyway, I met a guy in the line who was looking for a ticket, and so I just gave him one of mine and got him into the show.
That was nice of you.
Go to the show. Again, this is not rock and roll geek type concert, but it was good, and he seemed like in a very good mood, and he put on a good show. But as the show went on, man, I was like, man, I don't know. He doesn't look all right. He was like sweating a lot, and I know he's been a drug user and he's had problems with drugs, and he just looked like he was a little bit out of it. Not like the other 2 times I had seen him, where he was really quick on his stories. And this time it just, I don't know, something seemed a little bit off. But the show was good. Lo and behold, the next night, I don't know if you saw this in the news, you can Google this and see all the story.
Here we go.
The next night, or the next show, was supposed to be in Salt Lake City. Well, he doesn't even get to, that show doesn't even happen, because first of all, he claimed that he got attacked, like mugged outside his hotel, even though there was no police report of it.
Sounds like Manitoba.
He goes to the hospital, apparently causes a scene there because they treated him, they told him he had to leave, and he wouldn't leave. He gets arrested by the Salt Lake City police there. So it became like this whole crazy thing, and they canceled the rest of the tour.
Huh.
And he goes home to Nashville. So we saw the one and only show of the tour, right? Well, then they start posting on the social media that, hey, he's having some health issues. He's back in Nashville, like with walking pneumonia or something. And then all of a sudden, boom, there's a post. The fucker dies.
Yes. See?
The fucker died. So here,
unfucking believable.
I saw
The last
Todd
show.
Snider's last fucking concert.
Son of a bitch.
And
son of a fucking
it's weird because that makes number 2 now. I have seen 2 artists' final concert. The other one was years ago in Las Vegas. I saw Little Richard's last concert. Now that one, I remember walking out of that concert thinking, like, I think I just saw Little Richard's last concert.
He came to a Chad show. I lived to tell the tale, so he didn't jinx it. Thanks,
rock and roll legend.
JS.
And then now this guy, Todd Snider, I've seen his last concert before he died, so crazy. Anyway,
Unbelievable.
Just wanted to share that story. I know if you do want to look into some of his songs, he did a couple albums early on that were much more, kind of had a lot more rock side to it. One is an album called Viva Satellite, which sounds a lot like some Tom Petty songs, which even...
I'm going to play something from his new... Let's play a little bit of something from the new album, Unforgivable, Worst Story Ever Told. Let's hear how it sounds.
Unforgivable. Unforgivable.
Love it.
Unforgivable. Unforgivable.
He sat beside me in the E.
About a little bit of Beer Run was just his hits.
B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run.
Yeah.
B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. A couple of frat guys from Abilene drove out all night to see Robert Earl Keen at the K-Pigs. Wine and soiree dance, wore baseball caps, khaki pants. They wanted cigs, so to save some money, they got one off a hippie that smelled kind of funny. The next thing they knew, they was both really hungry and pretty thirsty too. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run.
I like it. Yeah. Song, a show title.
Beer Run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run.
All right, there you go. Back to you, JS.
He said before that...
Rest in
sounds too
peace,
much like Tom
Todd
Petty.
Snider.
And then there's an album he did called Step Right Up. There's a song on there called Late Last Night, which I think the rock friends of the show might like that song. It's pretty good. It's
Late
kind
Last
of a good straight ahead rock and roll song. All right, sorry, long audio comment about these 2 shows, but I did want to mention a couple other quick things here. The episode you did with the guy, the photographer who I can't remember his name now, who had the Kiss photos and like the unauthorized Kiss photos. If he ever wants to sell those,
Tornado.
You're probably aware of this, but that guy John 5 has like this enormous Kiss memorabilia collection, and he specifically, I think, tries to find stuff that is kind of like off the grid type stuff.
I will let him know.
He has an Instagram page. I think it's called Knights in Satan Service, kind of like a play on the old joke about what Kiss stood for. And he posts a lot of stuff on there. So if that guy is ever looking to sell it, he may want to reach out to him because he may have some interest from John 5.
I will look into it.
And finally, on a disappointing note, and I know you're not going to, this isn't of your interest, but, you know, I was such a huge Guns N' Roses fan, and I don't know if you heard the 2 recent releases of their new, in quotes, songs.
No, I have not.
But I don't know I don't even know why they're bothering with this. I listened to each song once, and I've never listened to it again.
Maybe I played one on the show.
There's just so forgettable. There's no riffs. There's no hooks. I don't get it. I got to believe... I'm not a big fan of Slash's solo work, but even that stuff has some good riffs. I do like Duff McKagan's solo stuff, which has kind of a pop to it or a punk attitude to it. Excuse me.
I wonder who wrote the new shit.
Take another sip of this fine howdy.
I have to look it up. I think I played something on the show and didn't like it. Unmemorable.
But they got to be doing this just for the money. There's no way either one of Duff or Slash has got to be happy with the songs. They're so boring sounding. I just couldn't get over it. I don't know what they're doing with this. Just either just don't release that trash. If you can't write new songs, then just
there
do
you
it,
go.
You know.
Tell them.
Go the foreign route, right?
Tell
Just
them,
go out there and play the hits, like the on your last episode, the audio comment show review. Anyway, thank you, Michael. Thank you to friends of the show for the Facebook group.
I'm sorry it took so long to play your audio comment, JS. I'm so fucking bad. I apologize.
That you do not put together,
I guess I deserve to lose that $100.
We do approve so that we know you won't let any jolly old elves who are trying to break into your house to eat your cookies sneak in there. But thank you for all you do. Thank you for the shows. I hope 2026 is a little more stable for you, whatever's going on with your undisclosed locations.
Me too, friend.
And as always, take no harm.
I pray every day.
Sorry.
Do no harm. So far, so good.
Take no guff and stay frosty.
Thank you, JS Skulls. You too can leave me a show review. I don't care how long it is. Record it into your phone like JS Skulls did and send it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. All right, let's close out with one more song. This was sent to me by a PR company, Jack Grisham and the Life Undone. Jack Grisham was the singer for TSOL, and he put out an album. He had a side band called the Joy Killer. And that band was fucking those albums. There's two of those albums, Static and 13. Those are two of my favorite albums. Album art will be revealed. Okay, it's coming out in July 10th. It's called Jack Grisham and the Life Undone. Jack Grisham and the Life Undone is a new project by Jack Grisham and Lars Trice. Graham is known as frontman of Jack Grisham. I can't read. Jack Grisham is known as frontman of TSOL and later the Joy Killer. He's been active for over 4 decades in literature, film work, and most importantly, independent music with more than 70 million streams and over 2,000 blah, 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 blah. He remains a constant figure in and beyond the American punk scene. He's a punk rock legend. Trice comes out of the German 90s punk and hardcore scene, later moving into indie with his band Profession Reporter. So how did these... Okay, so they got a new album coming out, and I had the entire thing, and I'm going to play the single because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play anything else, but I'm going to have him on the show. We've tentatively scheduled a time for when I come back from Florida. I'm going to Florida on Tuesday of next week. I'm going to see my brother who's got cancer, and I'm going to just hang out in Jacksonville for a week. At an undisclosed location, by the way. So hopefully I'm going to have him on the show. I'm a big Joy Killer fan. I'm more of a Joy Killer fan than TSOL. This is Jack Grisham and the Life Undone. Thank you for listening, friends. Thank you for sticking with me through all the unprofessionalism and through the pod fading and the everything else that you stick with me through. I really appreciate it, friends. You know, there's a million podcasts out there, but there's none more honest than your friend Michael Butler here at the Rock and Roll Geek Show. So thank you for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. And please keep the donations coming if you like the show, because it keeps the show going. Thank you, friends. I'll talk to you soon. Here's Jack Grisham and the Life Undone. This is called Pieces of the Sun. I'll talk to you very soon.
Lovers on the grass, kissing momentary.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.